We are with the defending champion, the 2021 champion, Wesley So. Wesley, welcome back to the studio. Tell us a bit, how did you leave this first round at the US Chess Championships?
Well, I'm slightly disappointed, obviously, not to get a game, but at the same time, it's a long tournament. Also, I remember, I think this is my 7th US Championship, if I'm correct. Mm-hmm. Played one online. Also, it's always a tough tournament, and like last year, I remember I had a difficult game with Black against Jeffrey, made a solid draw, and then things went well in the tournament.
You actually started thinking after move 1, after his move e4, and Yasser was a bit confused why you took like a minute and a half to play e5. Why'd you do that?
Oh yeah, well, good question. Well, actually, I was just looking at some of the boards because there was a long line today on the scanners. So like Fabi was a few minutes late because he was in line. I think some other players. So
it had nothing to do with chess.
Yeah, it had nothing to do with chess. I just also wanted to see like other openings, like Darius Works playing the Slav against Jeffrey Xiong when he normally doesn't, and also the Niemann game with the knight c3 bishop f4. So I was just waiting to see. Also, I thought we'd get another Petrov theoretical battle in the linear game.
Fabi versus linear. Yeah.
But yeah, it's a good question because actually Awander told me he's studying in the University of Chicago right now, so he's missed 3 weeks of school, and he told me he's a bit rusty. But I didn't know this before the game, so in hindsight, maybe I should have considered playing other openings such as the Sicilian. But Awander is a predominantly e4 player, and I played my usual opening. But obviously, when you're playing a lower rated player, I mean very strong but lower rated, it could happen that they would be happy to get a draw, and getting a draw with Black for me is also not such a bad deal. But
did you feel that was the case in this game, given the opening?
Okay, in hindsight, maybe I should have played another opening because Awander hasn't played a lot of chess recently. You
know how being a college student feels like. You've been a college student once.
Yeah, you can't be a professional player and a college student. You miss too much classes, and your professors don't know anything about chess. Maybe nowadays they do, but back then,
So you guys went into this super long line. Bishop to d2, you played it as white. Did not surprise you, right?
Yeah, I played as white a couple times against Magnus. Also, the problem is Awander is very good in the opening. Like obviously today he came extremely well prepared. So when he played Bishop d2, I started thinking like to play something else, or to go for this known line with Bishop takes c3, and decided it's the first round. Of course I didn't predict that he would go for this line before the game. But I had such a narrow opening repertoire that, it's not a surprise when someone plays something new. The funny part was I played this position twice with white against Magnus. And in both games, I got a worse position.
With white?
With white. But this game is a well-known draw. But in any case, it's just the first round, and this US Championship is extremely long. It's almost as long as, or it's actually as long as Waikanze.
Speak to me about that for a second. You mentioned at the beginning of the interview that this new format with 14 players instead of 12 players is going to be different. What do you mean by that?
Well, there's 2 more days.
Right.
There's 2 more games. Normally these days, I think an average classical tournament is around 10 days long. I think 13 games is a bit too long. Also, now you have more lower-rated players than last year. I mean, it's fine, but you have to preserve your energy, because people question why make early draws and stuff, but you have to realize that we play every single day, and you also prepare beforehand. So I think 11 games is long enough for the championship, but this year is an exception. I was actually talking to James Tarjan yesterday, who's one of the inductees in the Hall of Fame. And he told me in the old days, US championships last 16 games, last almost a month.
Old school, yeah.
Yeah, but they didn't have to prepare with a computer in those days. And looking at electronics before a game can be very tiring.
Wesley, congratulations. A smooth start for you. Still plenty of games to go. We'll let you rest.
Yeah, thank you. Also, like, I played online a couple days ago against Jeffrey Xiong. So
Oh yeah, that was a big battle.
yeah, that was also very
Won in
nervous.
the tie breaks, yeah, in the playoffs.
Yeah, I got very lucky, but yeah, one day at a time.
One day at a time. Thank you very much, Wesley.
Thank you.
Wesley, just a quick comment, and maybe you could follow up with a comment of your own. Yesterday at the opening ceremony, I saw you taking pictures with an inductee, Eugenio Torre. You look like you were really enjoying being with Eugenio and honoring him, and as he was inducted to the World Chess Hall of Fame. Your thoughts about Eugenio getting into the World Chess Hall of Fame?
Eugene Torre is a good friend of mine. I mean, obviously we haven't talked to each other in a long time, but he was one of the few people who supported me a lot when I switched federations. Mm-hmm. And he's one of my, not officially my chess coach, but he's one of my very early coaches. He was the official team coach in the 2003 World Youth, and also I think in 2004 and 2005. So he was one of the players that I really look up to on learning chess, and he's helped me a lot. He's given me plenty of advice and given me chess books when I was young. So I'm really thankful. He's one of the most decent man in chess that you could look up to. And he's also played 22 Olympiads, if I'm correct, which is an insane amount. I think he's a very talented player, and I think he could have gone farther if he maybe switched federations like I did. But yeah, I've known him and his wife for a long time now, and they're gonna be here they're gonna be touring the United States for a few days, and I think we're planning to have dinner with them one night, maybe tonight because I finished very early. But certainly he's a legend, first Asian Grandmaster, and he's also one of the seconds of Bobby Fischer in the 1992 match. So he's overall a great guy, and I think he still plays chess very well. His rating's around 2450.
Thank you for those kind words. Absolutely, Eugenio, really, really a chess legend, and I've known him since the 80s, and always a good guy to be around.
Exactly.